Laila Tov. Bedtime Blessings with Stephen Wise. Bedtime Blessings with Stephen Wise. Good evening, Erev Tov.
Erev Tov.
How you doing, Melissa?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's a wonderful day today. We celebrated Mother's Day, and we had some Zoom time with part of the family and Facebook or FaceTime with part of the other side of the family. So it was a very warm and grateful kind of day where we gave thanks to our moms for being great mothers, and it was grandmothers, great grandmothers. We've got that, and at least on my wife's side of the family. So, how about you?
Beautiful,
How was your day?
beautiful. Yeah, similar. Lots of phone calls and messages and flowers. We were able to send flowers. So that's
Very nice.
always nice. Yeah.
Always a pleasure. So we've got some bedtime blessings going on here tonight. I want to
Mhm.
thank all of our listeners for being with us, and just want to welcome them all. So thanks to everybody who's tuning in, and please be sure to share with your friends, and we'll look forward to interacting with you online here. I see we have Mordecai and we have Aryeki, we have Ellen, we have some friends who have joined us online, and it's great to have you all here, and more are still coming in. I'm going to share it with my friends here on Facebook. So,
Right.
do you have a story that you brought to,
I
or songs that you've
I
brought?
I do. So this is the first story that I have tonight. It's called The Big Book of Slumber, and it reads very much like a lullaby. So I thought it would be a good soothing choice for us to start with tonight.
Nice.
So I will go ahead and share that. It's called The Big Book of Slumber. Hushaby, hushaby, such comfy beds. All of these creatures are resting their heads. Bear's under blankets, lion is snoring. A twitch of his tail shows he's dreaming, he's roaring. Dolphin and tuna have turned out the light. Nanny goat's tucking kids in for the night. Rooster and hen are already sleeping. So why are those baby chicks still up and cheeping? Hushaby, lullaby, pillows and sheets. Cozy young fox is all warm but her feet. Doves in the branches and bug on the bark. Only old owl guards them all in the dark. Crocodile slumbers while counting up sheep. From frog, toad, and teddy, nary a peep. Dormouse and badger in bed side by side. I like your pajamas, friend badger confides. Hushaby, puppies are sleeping, while down on the floor 2 snails come a-creeping. The camels are snoring in their bunk beds, with a moonlight oasis right over their heads. Hippo and sofa are big and soft, while doves and seals are asleep high aloft. In sleeping bags garnished with leaves and boughs, 5 draughts dream of the foliage they browse. Hushaby, lullaby, turn out the lamp. Down in the cellar it's cold and it's damp. Mouse ate her apple and read her nice book. Who else is sleeping? Just take a good look. Snake in his sleep likes to slither and slide, coiling and twisting. He dreams he's outside. In the cupboard the cat won't let go of her ball. In the drawer right below, moth's asleep in a shawl. Hushaby, beds in the trees. Bird in her hammock sways soft in the breeze. Monkey sleeps snug, wrapped in his pajamas, with no teddy beside him, just his banana. By Tiger's bed there's a bird on a palm. Both he and Zebra are quiet and calm. All is checkers and stripes and floral bouquet. Butterflies sleepy from such a long day. Hushaby lullaby, sleep, stretch, and yawn. The bunnies are sleeping out on the lawn. Dormouse sleeps above, next to woodpecker neighbors. Below in the leaves sleep the blackbirds and tapir. Elephant sleeps on a starry pillow, and seagull dreams on the tossing billows. The waves lap away, what a restful sound. We'll sleep and we'll dream till we reach dry ground. And that's the end.
Wow. I like that. I like all the animals.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of a song that we sing with the ECC. I'm going to sing it a little bit more bedtime-like, but it's the song of creation when God made the world, and it has all the animals in it.
Wonderful.
When God made the world, God made it full of light, the sun to shine by day, the moon and the stars by night. They made it full of light, life, lilies, oaks, and trout, tigers and bears, sparrows, hawks, and apes. Let's try that again. When God made the world, God made it full of light, the sun to shine by day, the moon and the stars by night. God made it full of life, lilies, oaks, and trout, tigers and bears, sparrows, hawks, and apes. And God took clay from earth's four corners to give it the breath of life. And God said, this is very good. This is very, very good. Man, woman, and child, all are good. This is very good. This is very, very good. Man, woman, and child, all are good. Man, woman, and child resemble God. Yeah. So the animals made me think of that song. Also, another song about Noah and the flood and the animals. They went on by twosies. Anyway, that made me think of animals.
Mm-hmm. I always enjoy that song too.
Yeah.
I like the idea that any song that you know and love can become a bedtime blessing.
Yeah.
Well, I also have another animal inspired book. This one came a little bit more from something that I was noticing running around outside today.
Oh, really?
Which is lots of little squirrels running around. So I happened to find a bedtime story all about a little squirrel looking for the very best bed. So I thought I would share that one next.
Nice.
Make it a little bigger. Okay. So this is called The Very Best Bed. The little gray squirrel was so busy finding nuts and seeds to store away for the winter that he hadn't noticed it was getting cold and dark. He needed to find a cozy bed for the night. There was a nice den nearby under a fallen tree, but it was already very, very full with a big bear. Could he find a nest up in the old pine tree? But then he heard the sounds of a barrel owl hooting. It sounded like, "Who cooks for you all?" The owl was just waking up. Soon he would start hunting in the moonlight. The squirrel jumped up onto a great pile of rocks. There was a safe little cave there, but when he peeked inside, he saw a red fox snuggled up with his warm, bushy tail. What if the fox woke up hungry, too? It might be safer up in the tall maple tree. So up, up, up he climbed. A family of bats was hanging upside down from the branches. The squirrel tried it, but it made his head ache. With a big jump, the squirrel leaped to a nearby apple tree. Down below, he saw a trail of nibbled apples. They looked delicious. 2 deer rested there. It would be warm to snuggle between them, but they woke up and started to move away. Deer only sleep for a few hours at a time. He followed a cottontail rabbit, hop, hop, hopping towards a group of thick young spruce trees. It was heading for a small hollow in the grass lined with leaves. What a perfect place to sleep. Too bad it was only big enough for one rabbit. Down by the water's edge, the squirrel saw ducks and geese sleeping on rafts of reeds and cattails. The gentle waves rocked them back and forth, but the squirrel didn't want to get his own little feet wet. A ripple of water caught his eye. He watched 2 seals bobbing upright and a harbor porpoise gently rolling on the surface of the water. It looked like they didn't mind sleeping in the water at all. Imagine that. At the pond on his way back to the woods, the squirrel saw the big beaver slap his flat tail on the water and dive into his lodge in the middle of the pond. But the squirrel certainly did not want to get his fluffy tail wet. A wet tail was just as bad as wet feet. The sky was getting darker, but the squirrel noticed a tiny hole at the base of an oak tree. He peeked inside and saw a chipmunk sleeping on a bed of leaves and grass. There were lots of seeds nearby in case he woke up hungry. It looked very, very cozy, especially with a snack so handy. But there wasn't quite enough room for a squirrel, too. So the squirrel began to climb higher up the oak tree. He saw a mama raccoon resting on a branch next to a bigger hole in the tree. But when he looked inside, there was a nest full of raccoon babies. It didn't look like they would be going to sleep anytime soon. The squirrel kept climbing higher and higher and higher, and there, sheltered under a branch, was an empty woodpecker's nest. Quick as a flash, the squirrel scampered down the tree and gathered some grass and moss and leaves. Then he made the very best bed there ever was. He curled up under his fluffy tail and slept and slept and slept all night long. Do you think the squirrel had the very best bed of all? That's it.
That's nice.
I like reading stories that remind us of all the different ways that we have that we can get cozy. Everybody has their own special place to go to sleep and rest, and we're very, very lucky that we have that.
Absolutely. So I was thinking about Mother's Day, and I was thinking about just honoring our parents and how parents honor their kids. And so one of the things I was thinking about was the blessing for children that parents give to children. And there's a song that I wrote based on these words: Yisimech Elohim kasara Rivka Rachel v'Leah. That you should be blessed. Yisimcha Elohim. That you should be blessed. Like, yeah, you should be blessed. Yisimcha Elohim. V'chi Menashe, v'chi Menashe. Sarah Rivka, Rachel Leah, Rachel Leah. May you be like Ephraim, like Menashe. May you be blessed. May you be like Sarah, like Rebecca, like Rachel and Leah. May you be blessed, and may you grow to be the very best self. May you be blessed, and may you grow to be your very best self. Yevarecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Yaher Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisha Adonai panav elecha v'yaseh lecha shalom. Yeah. So that's the blessing that I was thinking of when I was thinking about honoring our parents, like we do on Mother's Day. And also the Avot is another prayer that I was thinking of. And there's a favorite amongst our kids. It's called We Praise You. We praise you, we praise you, Adonai our God, Adonai our God, God of Abraham, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Isaac, God of Jacob, God of Jacob, God of all generations, God of all generations. Blessed is Adonai, shield of Abraham. Blessed is Adonai, creator of life. Blessed is Adonai, shield of Abraham. Blessed is Adonai, creator of life. We praise you, Adonai our God, Adonai our God, God of Sarah, God of Sarah, God of Rebecca, God of Rebecca, God of Rachel, God of Rachel, and Leah, God of all generations, God of all generations. Blessed is Adonai, shield of Abraham. Blessed is Adonai, creator of life. Blessed is Adonai, shield of Abraham. Blessed is Adonai, creator of life. So we thank our mothers for creation as well, because that's how we get here. It's through our mothers. And it's been a beautiful Mother's Day. And I think we're ready to recite the Shema. And so let's do that together. And you can cover yourself in a blanket, close your eyes, and wish somebody Laila Tov as we sing Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai All right. So I'm going to wish you Lila Tov.
Lila Tov.
Okay, and to all our friends out there, Nishikot, mwah, chibukim, hugs, and chalamot paz, peaceful dreams. May you all have peaceful dreams and get some nice, good rest. Okay? Take care, everyone.